We're live.
Welcome back to the Lost Together podcast. I'm Joe, and this is still my attempt to convince Morgan that this is one of the greatest television shows ever written, acted in, produced, directed, shot in Hawaii, and occasionally switching it up a little bit, which we're going to talk about in a little bit. That's our favorite show, Lost. We have now begun Season 4, which means that we are on the downward slope toward the end of the series, and actually we're well past the midpoint because that happened earlier in Season 3. The episode that we're discussing tonight is Season 4, Episode 1, The Beginning of the End. It's a 73rd overall episode, and it originally aired on January 31st, 2008. Alright, so where would you have been 2008, January 31st?
I graduated in 2011, so I would have been a sophomore.
Sophomore, okay. So 2008 for me. Oh.
Was that when Osama bin Laden was killed? 2008?
No, that would have been 2010.
I taped an American flag to my car when he was assassinated, so...
2008 was the year that Obama got elected, but it was in
Okay, I knew
November.
something big happened in 2008.
Yeah, and the beginning of the end. So, interesting title to an episode, The Beginning of the End. How'd you feel about the start of Season 4?
I mean, akin to this whole entire series, there are a ton of questions that come up in this episode. But it's good. I mean, I want to know, how did we get here?
Yeah, and we got, I've mentioned before that there are kind of themes to each season.
Yeah.
So Season 1 is the island, Season 2 is the hatch, Season 3 is the others, Season 4 is the freighter, okay? Season 5 is the Dharma Initiative, and Season 6 is the Smoke Monster. So I can tell you those themes, and it still won't tell you how the show goes. So this season is pretty much entirely about the freighter, and obviously a handful of other things. And we were given some pretty helpful advice because this season, interestingly, it's Season 4 of Lost. It was the same year as Season 4 of The Office, and it's abbreviated because of a very famous writer's strike that happened at that time that lasted a very long time.
Was Season 4 the one that we had on DVD of The Office?
Season 3 was the one I kept at The Office. Yeah. So when we used to work at a retail store together, I brought my Season 3 DVD collection for The Office and had it in the back room.
We had a TV that was like this big in the back room, and we would sit on our breaks. Everybody that worked there would watch The Office.
And honestly, my boss at the time was really worried about it because he thought somebody might get offended and there might be a sexual harassment claim or whatever because of stuff in the place that we worked for was really sensitive about, they're very worried that people were going to get upset about stuff a lot, basically. Nothing ever came of that, of The Office. Nobody ever got in any kind of trouble for it. And it was kind of a cultural thing in that store where people would go get their lunch and then they'd...
hurry back and watch The Office.
And it became a thing where a lot of people started bringing their lunch that used to go buy it because they wanted more time because we had an hour break. So they wanted to be able to fit 3 episodes of The Office in on their 1 hour break.
I had never seen The Office before I started working there. So I started The Office on Season 3, and I didn't watch the first 2 seasons of The Office till after we were married.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the Season 4 of Lost, also abbreviated because of the writer's strike. And there's something different about this episode from the time that it kicks off that's different from the opening episodes of every other season of Lost.
Starts on the island.
No, it doesn't. The first shot in this episode is not on the island. Although it is a shot of a bunch of pineapples.
What?
Hurley's car chase.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We do start there.
Yeah, and also, this episode is the first season opening episode that is not a Jack-centric episode. Every other season was a Jack episode, and it started with Jack's eye. All the other seasons started right on Jack's eye. This one begins with a car chase, and it's a Hurley episode, and it's called The Beginning of the End. So,
Bless
a
him.
lot going on here.
Yeah,
All right.
Man.
This episode, you'll see us occasionally drinking from these. Not brought to you by these small Italian mocktails that we got from Aldi. And
Yeah, they're called a spritz, and I think that it may be after an Aperol spritz, which I hate.
well, as they say in Italy, which I just looked up, sa di spazzatura, which tastes like garbage. All right, this is not a very good drink at all.
It's got a very specific aftertaste.
Do you know what?
Medicine-y.
No, you know what? I think you'll agree. It has two aftertastes together. So put this in your brain, and it'll taste just like this.
Yeah. Okay, wait. Let me get a sip, and then you say it.
Okay. It's root beer and grapefruit.
It is root beer and grapefruit.
It's root beer and
grapefruit. Definitely is the medicine-y.
It's
the one back here.
Mm-hmm, but the forward taste is root beer.
You're right.
So there's root beer and grapefruit.
And I don't like root beer.
And I don't like grapefruit or root beer. Root beer is a nasty ass drink. I don't know if y'all even have that in Australia, but root beer is disgusting.
Everybody has grapefruits. I'm gonna drink this anyway, just because.
Sorry, I meant root beer. Like if they don't have root beer in Australia.
Surely y'all have root beer.
I'm still gonna drink it because
I'm gonna drink. Yeah, I'm gonna drink it, but I don't like it.
Anyway,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and get into the recap of our season opening episode for Lost Season 4, the beginning of the end.
Yeah, so you're right. It does start with the car chase, but you don't know that it's Hurley. But if I'd used half my brain, I'm pretty sure that is the car that him and his dad were working on together. So, if I had been paying attention, I would have known immediately, like, oh, that's Hurley. But he's ripping and roaring all through the town, whatever, ends up wrecking, and then he gets out of the car, and that's when we know, like, oh shit, it's Hurley. And then the cops are like, stop. And he goes, I'm one of the Oceanic 6.
But you know who I am?
I said, 6? There's a lot more than 6 people on that island. So now I'm like, oh shit. I guess John was right when he said Ben was right. Everybody gonna die. Everybody. So that sucks.
Mm.
So, I guess, should I stick with all the stuff?
I would say
Hurley?
it's so flipping back and forth that I would just do the off island and then do the on island.
Basically, Hurley is having a mental health crisis. Or he's being visited by a specter. Which means they really aren't in purgatory. Because you can't be visited by ghosts in purgatory because you're already a ghost.
Yeah, well, I already told you they're not.
I know, it's just for the laws. So, anyway, of course, he gets arrested because he was going like 80 in a 20 or whatever. So he's in the interrogation room, and a very familiar police officer walks in, and he's like, my partner was on your plane, Ana Lucia Cortez. And Hurley's like, I don't know her. I don't know why he didn't say, like, oh yeah, I met her, she was cool.
You don't know why he didn't say?
I mean, he didn't have to say, like, yeah, she died, but he could have been like, she was a nice lady.
Babe, later on, when he's talking to Jack, remember what he says?
I'm sorry I didn't go with you.
I'll keep our secrets.
Oh, well, yeah. There's a fucking polar bear and monsters and shit out there. I figured that would be the secrets. Hell, they didn't kill her.
Babe, yeah. Just put yourself in the policeman's brain.
Yeah.
Okay? There are a bunch of people dead, and I made it, but I promise I didn't kill them. Like to survive or anything.
Do people get persecuted when they survive disasters like that?
If the first thing you do is get on shore and say, hey, she didn't die in a plane crash, she did get shot, I didn't do that necessarily. Somebody else did that, and they're like, who did it? A guy.
Trying to protect his son. Listen, we were all just trying to live out there.
It happened, and we know that it's true, but you're biased by the fact that you watched it.
I don't think that people get persecuted for crimes they commit in survival.
Honey, this man was just driving his car through the middle of town, knocking
That's
over
a crime,
like.
yes.
But why would the police officer believe him about anything? What motivation does he have to believe?
Because he's one of the Oceanic 6.
that doesn't mean that he doesn't lie about stuff that happened on the island.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I don't think that people get persecuted for crimes they committed during a survival crisis.
Oh, yes,
episode.
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think they do.
No, I mean, factually, that's just incorrect.
Like who? Give me an example.
Honey, if we're on the island and I commit a crime and I come back and go, while I was on the island, I didn't have to, but I murdered somebody. I was trying to survive, though, like just on the island. I was trying to make it, but I did kill him. He was just a jackass, and I didn't like him. I stabbed him in the face. They're going to prosecute me for that, right? If I just confess to it?
Yeah, just cold-blooded murder,
But yeah,
maybe.
but you just said that I wouldn't be...
Yes, I mean in survival situations. If you got to kill somebody on an island for your self-protection, I don't think you're going to get persecuted for that.
And you think that how it'll work is you'll come back and say, I did kill somebody, and I know you can't know exactly how it went down, but take my word for it, I was trying to survive.
You can't ask the other guy because he's dead, so...
Yeah, that's how all murders work, honey. All right? So...
Anyway...
I'm just saying, I think that I think you know that this is problematic, and that you...
I genuinely, I bet
you think they would just go, fuck it, right? Like, he survived, so he's probably telling the truth about everything. Exactly how it went down.
I genuinely think that even in real life that people don't get persecuted for crimes they committed. Prosecuted, persecuted, it's all the same.
No, it isn't.
Whatever. Put to trial. Held to task. What the fuck ever. For shit that they did, in a survival situation. I don't think so. So fact check me on that. Everybody else. You
have to prove that it's a survival situation.
They were in a plane crash.
And at least 6 people survived it, right?
How many? That was like a Boeing 747. There's hundreds of people on that plane.
But at least 6 of them survived it, right?
Yeah, but there more than that, when it crashed, there were more than that survived.
Yeah, but...
Only 6 people made it off the island in totality.
So you still think...
Because there's polar bears out there eating people.
You still think... And by the way, I'll bring you back to the beginning of this.
We're supposed to do a recap.
You still think that at the beginning of this, he should have just said, yeah, I knew her. She got shot. Instead of like, no, I don't know her.
No, he could have been like, yeah, I knew her. She was nice.
What was the point of that? Instead of just...
Just to be kind to somebody that,
is about to arrest him.
For the car thing, yeah. He doesn't seem worried about it.
This is, I also should add for some context, like, this is not the person that you want, like, ad-libbing in a situation, okay? She is exceptionally bad at getting stuff off the cuff. We went to buy that car a couple of weeks ago, and I was like begging her not to give away like our strategy for negotiating with this salesman. It's like I know the amount I want to pay monthly. If he like comes back under it, you can't look excited. Don't do that. You gotta keep it.
He didn't. So.
Well, you didn't know what it was because I didn't tell you so that you wouldn't get excited.
You told me a number.
I did.
Anyway, can we do this fucking recap, please?
Yeah.
Anyway, Hurley is getting interrogated, and Ana Lucia's partner leaves, and in every interrogation room there's the like one-way glass or whatever, and that like the police chief and everybody else is standing on the other side. Well, Hurley looks up at it, and it's this beautiful oceanscape, and then a figure swims out, and it's Charlie. Because you can just tell from the silhouette that it's Charlie. So then he starts like punching the glass. It breaks. The room floods. Hurley's tripping. Get me out, get me out, get me out. So then dude opens the door. Of course, there's no water in there. And the guy goes, do I need to like recommit you to the nut house? And Hurley's like, you can do that? And he gives him a hug. And he's so excited. So he's back in the institution. And he's super happy to be there because, people are taking care of him. He feels safe. It's a comfortable place. He's being looked after. And then a man comes in, a man in a suit comes in, and he starts asking Hurley questions like, are you one of the Oceanic Six? You're Hugo Reyes and whatever. And Hurley asks him, like, he says he's a lawyer for for Oceanic. And I said, okay, they're not going to send a lawyer into a mental institution to go interrogate somebody like that. Like, that's unethical and that wouldn't happen, hopefully. So then Hurley goes, hey man, do you have like a business card? And then the guy goes, are they still alive? Matthew Abaddon, is that his name? Because he said his name was an anagram for abandoned something?
No.
Okay.
It's not an anagram, but we'll go over that later.
Okay. So then Matthew Abaddon goes, are they alive? And then Hurley starts tripping, and the guy sneaks out. Mm. So then later, Hurley is sitting outside, like playing chess with himself or something. And then here comes Charlie, walking around a car, and he's like, don't run. And he's like, Hurley, sit down. So Hurley sits down. Charlie comes and sits with him, and Hurley's like, you're not here, you're not real. And Charlie's like, yes, I am, and they need you, Hugo. They need you. You have to go back to the island. And Hurley's like, no. So I think he also then finds Jack.
Jack comes to see him.
Yeah, that's right. And Jack looks like shit. Oh, they're playing basketball. Oh no, this was before he looked like shit, because he was talking about wanting to grow the beard. He said, I'm thinking about growing a beard. And they're playing basketball, and then Hurley says, I'm sorry that I went with Locke, and I promise I'll keep our secrets, and we should go back to the island. We have to go back. And Jack's like, we're never going back. So this is obviously before Jack and Kate are on the tarmac. We have to go back, Kate. So this is before that. Also time travel here. So that's that. Did I cover it all?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So on the island, literal backstabbing is happening. Murder plots, all the things. Last we left Natasha. What's her name? Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi. She literally got stabbed in the back, and so she's run off or whatever. So Kate is like tracking her, and Naomi jumps out of the trees on top of Kate, and Kate's like, please God, like, I'm not trying to hurt you. I just want to go home. Like, please give me your stupid phone so we can call the boat. Please. And so Naomi gets it going, and she talks to, what's his name?
Minkowitz.
Minkowski. Whatever. Greg? Is that his first name?
George.
George. I knew it started with a G.
George Minkowski.
Yeah. So, she talks to him, and she tells him, hey, I'm on the island. And then she says, I had an accident, and I'm really hurt, and tell my sister that I love her. I guess so that they wouldn't, like, bring hell down on the island and everybody there or whatever. I don't know. But she said she had an accident. So then she dies. So that's the end of her. Mm-hmm. Let's see what else happens.
Hurley does the cannonball.
Oh, yeah. They're like celebrating on the beach. Sawyer and Jen and Bernard and Hurley and all them. They're woo. So Hurley goes to do the cannonball, and as soon as he gets out of the water, here comes freaking Desmond. And Hurley's like, where's Charlie? And then Desmond's like, he didn't make it. So then they start, Hurley's just absolutely hauling ass to get to everybody else up at the tower. And, he's just fueled with grief and grit and all the things. So they get there, and then Desmond goes to tell Claire, mm-hmm. and Hurley stops him and says, I'll tell her. And then he walks up, and she looks up at him, and she's like, no. And then Hurley says, Charlie's gone. And then they do this great hug, and he cries and she cries, and it's so sweet. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
Desmond tells everybody that Charlie said that it was not Penny's boat that was out there. I don't think they even know who Penny is.
Yeah, I think they do.
I think Hurley does, but
well, it doesn't matter because Desmond's there, honey.
Yeah.
So the full context, actually, I think that's pretty good writing on their part because like they didn't do exposition like it's not Penny's boat, and then everybody's like, "Who's Penny?" And he's like, "Back when I was on the mainland, it's my girl. Lived with her for a while, moved away." So,
pretty good.
Yeah, and then
Became a monk.
No, I was a monk when I met her. I was helping her move some stuff.
Oh, I
back
forgot.
to Glasgow.
God. When they were traipsing up to the tower, it was nighttime, and Hurley got like separated from everybody, and he's hollering, "Hey guys, wait up, wait up, wait up!" And then he comes upon Jacob's cabin, and then there's somebody in there, and he shuts his eyes and tries to turn away, and then when he opens his eyes, it's there again, like in a different location. And then he looks in, and then an eyeball comes up.
Kind of like the eyeballs at the beginning of the seasons.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. Lots of eyeball. Mm-hmm. It's the window of the soul, you know. So then he turns around, and there's Locke. And Locke's like, "Hello, Hugo." Freaking.
Do you ever find it annoying that when like Locke suddenly appears that he does that smug ass hello name or whatever?
Yeah.
Like whoever he's about to talk to.
Hello,
doesn't matter
Jack.
who it is. Yeah.
"Hello, Hugo."
Hello, Jack.
Yeah, shut up.
Hello,
Shut
Hugo.
up, Locke.
I want somebody to go, "Hello, Locke," like real sarcastic right after that.
I like Locke, but he's on my shit list right now.
He said, "Knock it off with a dipshittery."
He's being so cryptic. These are your boys, dude. Like, tell him what is going on. It's so frustrating. But he can't, because then he'll lose his mystique.
Yeah.
So annoying. So anyway, they all, get together again, and Jack tackles him, takes his gun away from him, and then at this point, Jack's cold-blooded killer or whatever, because he beat the shit out of Ben. Mm-hmm. And he knows now that everybody is alive. Jen and Sawyer and all them. Okay. Yeah, but anyway, I guess he's still traumatized from all that shit.
From Locke knifing Naomi in the back.
Yeah, their ride home and blowing up a submarine. This man does not want these people to leave this island. Jack specifically. This is the second escape attempt that's been thwarted. So, Jack takes that gun and points it at him and bah! Nothing happens.
Well, first Locke says, "You're not going to shoot me," and then a second later.
Yeah. Empty.
I think that changes your relationship a little bit. Like,
yeah, it sure does. Because guess what? Yes, I will kill you. I sure will. And I guess the insinuation was that Locke never intended to use the gun, and that's why it was empty. That's so stupid. That is so dumb.
That's some Hamilton stuff. You're going to get shot.
Why did he do that? Did he just believe that the island was going to save him?
I guess so.
I mean, I guess it did, if you want to look at it that way. Or he saved himself by not loading a damn gun and carrying it around, so when somebody took it from him, there wasn't anything to shoot. Dumb. Let's see. So after all that, Locke stands up and he's like, "Listen, everybody is in immediate and terrible danger. And so, I am leaving. And so the rest of y'all can stay here and get murdered, but I'm leaving." So, pretty much everybody goes with him. Hurley goes with him. Sawyer goes with him. Jen and Son go with him. I think the only ones that stay with Jack are Kate and Juliet, right?
Yep.
And then some scraggler NPCs that don't matter, really.
Yep.
Right?
Really.
Really.
Yeah, the NPCs. Like that. That's what we call the people on the island that don't have names that are slightly different every time you look at them.
Yeah. So I mean that's kind of it. Like that's where we leave our heroes. They've split up again, and we've got the Jack, tried and trues, and then we've got everybody else following Locke.
So I think the obvious question, because I usually have a couple of questions I like to ask you just for your opinions, right? So
Danielle and Ben went with Locke too, which I thought was interesting. But
Well, Danielle had no intention on leaving the island to begin with. She made that clear. Like,
yeah. Well, yeah. She said, like, this is my home. Like, what do I even have to go back to? She has her daughter now, so there's that.
Like, there's nowhere for
she could
her to go.
Freaking live in Brazil somewhere, in Cambodia, like.
Yeah, but this is her home. Like, she's used to it now, and this is like, if you lived in a place for 30 years and you were doing just fine, like, or however long she's...
Is she doing just fine? 16 years she's been there.
Well, she's bananas, so does she know any different?
She could come to civilization and get some mental health help and have a relationship with her daughter, but, you know...
Her daughter could stay with her.
Ew. Her daughter has a whole life ahead of her.
All right, so you're a person on the island.
Mm-hmm.
You have heard that you're about to get rescued.
Mm-hmm.
You've been through all this trauma. You've heard you're about to get rescued.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden Locke shows up and is like, you can't go off the island. And Desmond's like, it's not Penny's boat. And you now have to make a decision which one you're going with.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and actually this is a pretty fair ask because you don't know what happens.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on. That would be so hard because... I don't know who Penny is, so why do I give a shit that it's not her boat? It's a boat.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
Well, because I was thinking, like, it's not that big of a deal on the surface that it's not Penny's boat, like you're talking about.
Yeah.
But it is a big deal that Charlie used his last act on Earth to say that it wasn't Penny's boat. So he must have thought it was pretty damn important to let you know that it was not Penny's boat.
Well, yeah, but maybe he said that because Desmond thought when he gets on that boat that Penny's going to be waiting for him.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, right? Like, at least I have to be honest, because as a like watcher of the show, right? I know what happens. Mm-hmm. I'm trying not to let that bias this question.
Okay.
Honestly, I think I'm probably going with Locke in this case.
See, I don't know because here's let me give you both my why I would go with whom. I would stay with Jack because he's a trusted leader.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
He's a logical leader. He's a fair leader. There's rescue coming. I don't know who Penny is, and I don't give a shit that it's not her boat. It's a boat. Confirmed rescue is coming. You know, I'm going to stay there. But Locke has a special connection with the island. He's got Ben with him who knows what the fuck is going on. And Ben also said that everybody's going to die. So there's two leaders right there that are saying, hey, everybody's about to die. But they're mystics. Ben
makes it worse. Ben makes me want to go with Jack. Because the way that Ben is, you have to go like, well,
he's a liar, yeah.
I can't fucking believe that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I know, but
you know what I mean?
When you're gambling with your life.
At least with Jack, like you said, he's fair, but also he's a little unhinged at this moment.
He's having a hard time right now. He's having a hard time right
now. This is interesting, right? Because I actually don't know. I'm trying to think. I mean,
I think I probably would stay with Jack. I would stay where there's confirmed rescue coming.
I mean, we have kids, right? And we've got a life to get back to. We've been gone 90 days. If the kids are back home, I think I take my chances
getting rescued
with the freighter, right?
Yeah.
But if I don't have kids at home and it's just me and you, I think I'd try to convince you to stay because we do know that there's like houses on this island, like where people are just, and planes are dropping food on there and stuff. Like you
just want to live on an island. This is his ploy to get me to go live at a beach with him. It's a lifelong dream. This is how you're going to do it.
I do want to live on an island, but it sounds like I don't know if it's weighed properly, but like Charlie using his last moments to tell you that this is not Penny's boat weighs a lot to me. Because if I were going to die, that last message is going to be something really important. You don't get another one. This is it, right? Because is he really just looking out for Desmond's feelings in the last seconds of his life?
They were literally talking about, like, your girl and love and
yeah,
blood.
but this is your life ending.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're spending your last couple of seconds doing? Not Penny's boat? Just for no reason other than, hey, Penny's not on that boat. But if you got rescued, you might be able to get back to her.
I'm just saying.
But that, I'm just saying, is not a counter argument. So, like, if Charlie just thought, well, it's not Penny's boat, but it's a boat, he could get back to Penny.
Yeah, but her transmission cut out, like, right when she said, like, what do you mean I'm not 80 miles out? So Charlie didn't learn anything else.
No, but we know that. But I'm asking you from the perspective of somebody that wouldn't. You just know. All you know as one of the Islanders is he wrote not Penny's boat.
That would not be enough to sway me.
Wow. The last moments of your life, to me, are super important to you. You could just play checkers or something. Like, that is nothing if you don't think it's like a dire warning.
It's literally so that Desmond doesn't think that he's going to be getting back to Penny.
If I was laying in our house dead, right, and I had next to me written on the floor with my fingerprint, like they found it later, was written the name Dave. Who's Dave?
Probably the person that killed me.
Probably the person that killed me.
Yeah. Because
it's an important message and I got murdered and I'm trying to tell you who killed me.
So you wouldn't use your last effort to say you love me. Okay.
I would use my last effort to, if you use your last breath to write I love you instead of the person that killed you so I can kill them, right? Like, or
whatever.
At least have them imprisoned, right? American penal system. So that's what you should use that last couple of moments for.
Well,
if you get murdered, you better. All right, don't write I love you. Write Dave.
That's okay.
We don't know somebody named Dave, so that's why.
No, I know a lot of Davids though. If I get murdered, I'll come back and haunt you, and I'll tell you who murdered me.
Ghosts aren't real. Write it on the floor. Anyway,
my ghost will.
Your ghost won't, because your ghost won't be here, because ghosts aren't real.
I'll write it in the dust on the TV.
I don't think there's a lot on the front.
There's enough for a ghost finger.
No, I don't think so. Can ghosts interact with the physical world?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's that.
There's that. That's the recap, y'all.
So, couple of notes that I took. So this is a Hurley episode. It's important that it's a Hurley episode because...
Are we shifting focus away from Jack a little bit for a minute?
No, but there are a lot of instances of the numbers coming up in this episode.
Oh, okay. Shit, I didn't even catch them.
Oh, a lot. All right. First of all, Jack is watching the car chase on Channel 8. Okay. But the most prevalent one comes up multiple times. All right. So it's H, the letter H, all right, which is the 8th letter of the alphabet, and O, which is the 15th letter of the alphabet. Okay. Hurley is originally getting chased by the cops. Why?
Oh my God, I can't remember. Hold on.
So he's driving away. What's he running from? He was in the supermarket.
Yeah, he was on the. I mean, we figure out that it's probably that he saw Charlie.
Yes.
But it doesn't look like anything. He's just on the CCTV and he's standing there.
Saw
and
Charlie.
Goes,
it's not a trick question.
Yeah.
He's talking to Charlie later, and he says that I saw you standing next to the ho-hos. H-O. H-O. All right. 8-15. All right. What game did Jack and Hurley play?
Horse.
How far did they get?
H-O.
Yeah. It's all over the place. These guys are obsessed with the numbers. They did a really good job on this one.
I love numerology. I think it's so interesting.
It's very good. So I think that so you've got Jack at this point not ready to go back to the island. You've got Hurley thinking that he needs to go back to the island because of Charlie. So kind of work out the, like, seeing Charlie thing for me. So...
grief, regret, maybe.
Actual Charlie? Or
an apparition.
So...
don't you remember that friend that Hurley had that almost got him to jump off a cliff?
Yes, his schizophrenic induced. So you think that Charlie's a schizophrenia induced hallucination?
No, because this island is
Dave
magic
was,
or whatever.
Though.
Dave was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you bring up Dave then?
Because it's not completely out of the question that Hurley would be hallucinating. He's been through some major trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie was like his best bud.
Mm-hmm.
And Charlie died. And Hurley, has that complex about fixing people, saving stuff, making stuff better, making people happy. And he couldn't do anything to save his best bud. And so that would be really hard for a person like Hurley. However, I don't think that this show is the kind of show where they go like, haha, just kidding, he's a schizophrenic. That wasn't actually Charlie.
I don't know.
There's too much mystic. There's too much mystic shit going on for it to be mental illness.
So, we have to go back. Obviously is a theme.
Yeah, it's like the thrall of the island. Pulling him back in.
So we haven't done this in a while, but any thoughts about what is going on with the island still?
No, I thought I had it figured out. I thought that it was a big science experiment, basically. But didn't Mikhail say that it was like a social experiment?
He says that, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it is. Maybe it's more that than a science experiment of like they were trying to like utopia that shit, and it just got out of hand.
Maybe. But why are they being pulled back to the island by mystical forces if it's just a social experiment?
I don't know.
So, art within the art was tough for this one. I tried to look back through the episode, and there's a couple of comic books on the wall, like comic book posters on the wall around Hurley somewhere when he's in LA. And, do you remember the picture that he drew when he was in the mental institution? It was an igloo and an Eskimo. Polar bear.
Yeah.
Right. But the art within the art that I thought of is only that there is a new character introduced in this episode.
Oh, yeah, the helicopter guy.
Well, we'll get back to that.
Okay.
I'm talking about Matthew Abaddon.
Oh, okay. Haven't we seen him before?
So this is the art within the art. So we've used this art within the art before, which is the Bible. So Abaddon is a character in the Bible. And he is demon. And he is the king of the pit, and he has like hordes of locusts that follow him around and stuff. So Abaddon is a demon. That's the Hebrew word, so that's how it's pronounced in Hebrew. In Koine Greek, it would have been Apollyon.
Close to a polar bear.
Apollyon. I read this like hokey Christian fiction novel years and years ago where the main antagonist was a military guy who was like a general, and his last name was Leon. And they didn't say his first name for the entire book, and
Is it Napoli?
No, it was just Apol, like
His first name was Apol.
Yeah, it was
Apollyon?
It was just the writer trying to do a ridiculous pun.
Napoleon?
Apollyon is the Koine Greek way to say Abaddon. So it's the same. It's the same word. Like,
nice try, brother.
Yeah. Nope. Okay.
Oh.
I was about to do one of those Gen Alpha things that like, brother. Yeah. Anyway, my kids do it.
That was whack.
Yeah. Well, they would think so too. So this episode is there's an exodus. They're gone. They have to go back. And
Prodigal son returning.
I was thinking about the Moses story. because
Moses returns.
Moses,
I was like, they don't return. That's the whole point. They
Moses leaves from Egypt, goes back to liberate his people. Okay, so he leaves, goes back to liberate his people. Figure. No, the implication there would be that the Oceanic Six are.
But who are the Oceanic Six?
Well, so far you've got Hurley and Jack.
Yep.
And Kate, because Kate was revealed last season. That means
Hurley, and Jack.
There's 3 others. Care to give any predictions about? Well, you already know that Hurley went with Locke. But then he's still one of the Oceanic Six, which means that this is not the last time they have the choice to get off the island. So
also, we know that Kate has somebody at home wondering where she's at or whatever when she was with Jack when he was saying, "We gotta go back." And I hope that that's Sawyer. I hope that he's one of the 6. So that would be... I think it'll be Son, Sawyer, Hurley, Kate, Jack. I don't think Juliet's making it. I don't think Locke's making it. I don't think Jen's gonna make it. Who else is there? Desmond. I think Desmond will probably make it. So there's your 6.
Okay, so I don't even want to rate that. I just want you to be surprised when it happens.
Okay.
So we have a lot to get to from Messages in a Bottle.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get to it. So from Messages in a Bottle, Greg, our executive producer, has fashioned a pretty good picture of us with the Cheshire Cat. Yeah. We have to go back, Kate. We have to go back. Morgan entranced, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Joe knowing, looking into the camera like he's the Cheshire Cat.
I feel bad because I didn't know what was going on, like, most of the time. It wasn't until, like, way later that I was like, wait!
Also, I just realized our, like, lilac shirts, which we picked for our...
Nice.
Okay. How's that for a wardrobe collaboration? I get added sometimes by people in our audience for wearing the same shirt 2 weeks in a row.
He has like 10 shirts total.
Matt says, haha, nice Alice in Wonderland reference within an episode named after an Alice in Wonderland.
Art within the art within the art.
Yep. Also, Joe's side eye to the camera as Morgan starts to realize what's happening.
I did not realize what was happening. I was confused. I was so confused.
Greg.
Hate that.
Yeah.
Picture of Desmond and Charlie. And Charlie's got Not Penny's boat.
All right. Greg, Charlie escaping and surviving. This has been hotly debated between Losties for almost 2 decades now. Charlie didn't try to save himself because, as Joe pointed out, he'd accepted his fate, but more to the point, he was told he had to die for Claire and Aaron to survive. In his mind, even if he'd found a way to escape, he'd not have taken it in order to save them. The best way to think of Season 4 and Season 5 is as 1 season instead of 2. And weird jump cut at the end there. It's almost like someone's angling for a pardon. Remember, we had to cut a bunch of stuff out at the end last time.
Yeah, we were running our mouths.
All that aside, what a delight to watch Morgan's reaction to this pivotal scene. You guys pulled it off. I do want to address that because I know, as I said to Greg, you read the exact tenor of our jump cut. So Daniel says, just here to say I have no idea how you fit 2 major action-filled episodes in a 1-hour podcast and that you missed this zinger from Ben. So you lock Carl in a cage, you put him in a room and try to brainwash him. I didn't want him to get you pregnant. I suppose I overreacted.
I noticed that. I thought that was really funny.
I'm saving that for when the girls get older.
Yeah.
Just here to say I love your podcast, but this one came out too quickly, and now I'm behind again and have to rearrange my entire life to accommodate. That was Josh, and I said, we feel like we wait forever between episodes and have legit been worried that maybe people would forget about us. And it's been 2 weeks between episodes. If you haven't noticed, the new cadence is like every 2 weeks on Fridays. So that's probably going to be the new release time. But we thought we were waiting too long. And Josh says, no, that can't happen. It's like being rushed to drink a glass of fine wine. So that makes me feel better about it. Kira says, just popping my head in to say I'm now behind too and applying for long service leave from work so I can catch up.
That's
Kira,
funny.
Honest to God, we were talking about how we hadn't heard from Kira in a minute and we missed.
Specifically, I was like, oh my God, I think she quit on us.
I was like, Kira, come back.
Is she mad at us?
Yeah. So, Kira, welcome back. Thank you
So
for
glad
listening.
to have you. So glad to have all of you.
We love our audience. It's fan. You guys are great. Greg says, LOL, Joe, the natives have become the hostiles and are complaining there's too much content. This is how you know you've made it. So, I was thinking about this too. I think this is a function of you guys mostly being Australian and us being American. You can't release any kind of content in America unless you're going to do 100 of it. Like, we don't do limited series. There's always a follow-up or whatever. So, we don't know how to just stop when something's good in America. Like, you have one good season of something or you have one good movie and you have to do a sequel because it made money.
Give it long enough and there will be a sequel to everything.
Do you think they will ever stop making Jurassic Park movies?
When they stop making Shrek movies.
Listen,
I'm friggin' Fast and the Furious.
I'm okay with a Shrek movie because it's a kid's movie and really it's just a thing to put on in the background. But like, Jurassic Park is the exact same movie every time. Every time.
The last one was really good.
Oh, we thought it'd be safe to keep dinosaurs in cages. Here we made a hybrid one.
Island.
Yeah, we made a hybrid one. Probably going to be fine.
That sweet little long neck, they had to leave it on the island. All that, everybody was dying and that thing ran trying to get to the boat and it couldn't make it.
Let me write the next episode of Jurassic Park right here. All the dinosaurs died out from the last one, but they saved some embryos and they took them down to an island off the coast of Africa, and it's further off the coast of Africa, so they think they're in less danger. But, oh no, there's a genetic mutation in these dinosaurs because of how they put the genes together, and now they can swim and fly. Also, all of them can swim and fly. Now they're headed to the mainland. We got to stop them on the way. Jurassic Park Oceanic Edition. And we shoot them with a carrier or something. Like, I'm telling you, that is no dumber than this newest Jurassic Park movie. Not even a little bit dumber than the newest Jurassic Park movie.
Joe's got feelings about Jurassic Park.
It's crazy. Stop making them. Jurassic Park, the original was a masterpiece. It was great. Why are they making more of them? It doesn't make sense. Don't let two other hillbilly Americans hop on here and do a Lost Together podcast after we get done. This is it at the end of it.
This is the pinnacle of no more Lost reactions, no more...
I will never be able to convince Morgan to do another podcast again.
This is it.
After this, because this is it. This is it. All right. So to make her wait between episodes, you have no idea how hard it is. All right.
You know what? I'm really proud of my own self-restraint. I'm not great at self-restraint. I've been really doing a good job. I have not watched any episodes without you. I've not watched episodes, spoilers. I stay away from the Facebook pages. I saw that one thing get ruined for me, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
All right. Greg says, your second most viewed full-length recap.
Because of the thumbnail.
Yeah, it is a good thumbnail.
Greg, we can't figure it out. I know you explained it.
I figured it out. I know how to do it.
Then why do all the thumbnails look stupid on every video?
Sometimes I care to change them and sometimes I don't.
There you go.
So, the power of editing. That is the power of a perfect thumbnail. Literally doubles your previous average. So, 130 views on that last one.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know that I want a bunch of people to listen to us because you guys are our friends.
Yeah,
other people might not like us. So.
Oh my gosh.
What?
So Kira just commented underneath a Greg comment on a different thread. Greg says...
She said she was behind.
Hey Joe, let me know if you will be doing an episode for Missing Pieces. If not, I'll publish your season 4 post so it's ready when you are. Side note, Through the Looking Glass is still going great guns. The thumbnail is what done it. And added extra 100+ views for this alone. And then Kira literally just spoke 4 minutes ago. This is a must watch.
This is sweet.
I love you guys. We are literally taping
right now. This is so meta.
Right now. Real time. I'm reading this out.
Well,
This is so extra.
it's gonna be
All right. So,
new episode incoming.
new episode incoming. And then the next episode of season 4 is called
I saw it and I forgot.
Confirmed Dead.
I'd like to know who's in the casket. Were they one of the 6? Had to be.
You are not going to find out who's in the casket this episode.
Ever?
Not this episode.
Oh, okay.
And then Confirmed Dead is a... so we meet a bunch of new characters in this one. So I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but we meet a whole bunch of new characters.
God. Okay. I don't have room in my heart for any more. I want to know what's going on with my people.
Anyway, thank you for joining us on the Lost Together podcast. We're so happy to be back.
We're glad to have you.
And we will see you
Not on Penny's boat.
not on Penny's boat, but in another life.